Here is a spectacular story about us meeting Kendall Hunt and having a grand time, in fact, with Kendall Hunt. And all of this involves, by the way, the National Communication Association Convention. I went to NCA 2012 with instructions from my colleague, Janice, to take our proposal and shop it around. We're all familiar with shopping around a proposal. And I did that, and I was a little bit discouraged because there was some interest, but they said things like, no, we can't do it in color initially, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm walking down the little aisle, and over on the left-hand side is this big, tall, gray-haired guy. And I said, hello, I'm representing myself and Professor Thorpe, blah, blah, blah. And he said, that looks like a really good idea, because the idea was for a book designed specifically for public speaking instruction that was technology driven. And so that seemed like a good idea. He said, that's a good idea. And I said, yeah, but because we're talking about PowerPoint slides, all that, it should really be in color. He said, well, that's no problem. Give me your proposal. I'll get back to you. Wham, wham. He got back to us. Remember, this is 2012. He got back to us, and the first edition of Public Speaking 3.0 was published by Kendall Hunt and was really attractive in 2013.
Version of something into an ebook. It was a learning experience for us a little bit. We had a vision, and I think Kendall Hunt was really good at helping us look maybe more broadly than we had envisioned, and showing us all the different ways that we could display some of the content, what our options were in certain areas, and working with us. And I will say they were very patient. They're designers and folks in the web background group were very patient with us about, well, we kind of want to tweak this, but we can't really decide until we see it, because we need to see how it looks before we can really determine if that's what we like. So they were patient with us, and we really appreciated that. The ebook, what we know from students who take courses online, they appreciate the accessibility of that without having to carry something around with them extra or forgetting to leave it. It's always there when they want to bring it up when they're working on their course. And so we really felt that was important to take that step and convert something that was print into an ebook to make it available for the students.
What you said is really true about them supporting us, because we really didn't quite know which end was up. We're used to publishing with hard copy publishers. And it was like, well, module, what's a module? What do you put in a module? How do you link a module? So it was just getting used to all of that. Like now, if I had to do another one, and I bet you would agree, Janice, if we had to do another one from the ground up, we get it completely, and we would know how to move forward. But they were great about helping us through that process.
And the end product is, I think, really, really attractive visually. And that's actually one of the pieces of our book, is visual design of anything to do with presentations. And so that was interesting for us to look at, all right, well, how do we practice what we preach here when we're talking about a visual layout of something? And so Kendall Hunt was really helpful in helping us put that together in a way that we were really, really happy with.
I don't think we would go to anyone else ever. That is,
I would really recommend anybody who was interested in publishing a book to work with Kendall Hunt. And I say that as someone with, until recently, in the last couple of years, pretty limited experience with the whole textbook publishing world from an academic side of things. It is a language and a process of its own. And when you're new, it can be a little intimidating, but Kendall Hunt was not intimidating at all. And I felt really comfortable with the guidance they provided us in this book, and myself in particular for certain sections that were my responsibility. I felt really comfortable working with them and knew that the outcome would be really, really spectacular, even if I wasn't quite sure about this process going all along. And so that's a really comforting feeling when you're just dipping your toe into the academic publishing world and not sure what that looks like and what the end point really is going to look like. It's really wonderful to have a trusted publisher by your side during the process.
Mm-hmm.